Alright, everybody. Welcome back. Call of Cthulhu. I see something on the ground over here. We'll appreciate art in a
Is this
second.
dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with a tortured form down to the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange esoteric symbol, a recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. Yeah, that's the same symbol he drew all over his cell. Yeah? We know that's an elder sign. Pierce, unfortunately, has no fucking clue. A special dagger. The perfect dragon? The perfect weapon? I think that says the perfect weapon. I can't tell, though. I'm flowery old script. Shaman, no. We can't burn the painting. No option. There's only one option. Appreciate art. Yep. 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 No, don't do that. It's too late to look away. We made a friend, everybody. Oh yeah, well and truly fucked. Mr. Huggles. He's got so many arms to hug with.
What the hell was that?
Just, oh god. In the closet. Okay, this is pretty useless, all things considered.
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Oh. Oh, I'll bet I gotta find the right dagger. Okay. Oh, fuck. Well. Yep, right in the stuff. First death, everybody. Alright, we've seen all this. Let's get back to it. Hugs one. Oh, God.
Was that?
Hurt. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Nope. Oh yeah, so glad. Did me heaps of good. Boom.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
How does one attack? Okay. Two hugs. Alright, well.
What the hell was that?
Unless. Hide in the closet, and then he'll stab it when it rips the door open. Shit. Shit. Fuck. The one, this is the one.
This dagger looks different.
Nope. Okay, that's not it. Oh yeah, that was a tactical hug from hell. Okay, so, well,
What the hell was that?
I have another idea. Oh, tactically hug it? Yeah, that could work. Gotta figure out a way to get behind it, though, because once I smash that glass... These are coming. I do have another idea, though, that I'm going to try this time.
This dagger looks different.
Quickly now. Quickly. Yes! Oh no. No, Ed. Cut its arm off, Ed. Thank you. Oh. Oh no.
What's the matter with you?
About that. You wouldn't understand.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Just a bit. Yeah, fuck it. No.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
Huh?
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could.
She's got a
I like
point.
to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
This symbol on the dagger, it was all over Sanders' cell. It's what protected him. It's what protected me, too. If Hawkins was trying to get rid of this shambler, she might have made contact with Drake. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to lose by meeting him.
You
You've
keep
got your spunk
saying
back.
that.
Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with Irene.
Yeah, it really does. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, with many hugs, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Yeah, Nameless. Oh, well, that bodes well. So, over under on the odds of meeting Drake? I'm guessing the odds aren't good.
Where is the bookseller? Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. Yeah, he's somebody already met with him. That's my money talking.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Practical work written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Interestingly enough, that's a medicine progression. The Holy Grail. Wow. History of Darkwater, Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because, up until then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a giant creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all of the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Jesus, probably because it was yellow. Yeah. This bookseller was into some shit. Oh, good. More oil. Anything else? Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. Rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Yeah, well, the deviant behaviors, we've certainly seen some of those. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgery specific to malformations and motor disorders. Or medicine progression. Nice. And an airship. Broken plate under a book.
What happened here?
Well, let's find out, Ed.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Apparently here.
Seems like amateur work.
Okay. Nothing in there.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
A little bit. Things to look at over there.
What killed all these animals?
Vermin. And cockroaches.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? What's happening to Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Our detective sense is going a little haywire. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. It looks like that might be everything. No, you can't level up medicine or occultism with points.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Hold on, need to get some more water. Fucking tickle in the back of my throat's driving me nuts. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll show you. You can't level up these two with points. Only by finding stuff.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
There's a word. This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
I would. Probably a lot of them. Aha!
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Page seems to be hidden here. It's possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor to suffer from your actions. Okay. Yeah, where life and study combine. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper of doctors to consult its pages. More med knowledge. Life and study combined. Well, there's a whole lot of items that lit up. Let's start from the left.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby. Also known as the Nightmare Lyrics, this collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural. No, I have a feeling we kinda have to.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
A book of spells supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Reedition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W. D. Lawrence's original. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, blah, blah, blah.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Chieti Brodighera, an infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing.
Arkham Editions.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Shut up, Ed. Collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leoni and Theophilus Widebridge.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Book of Esoteric Philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. Yeah, I know. Fucking opera fans, man.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
An ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover, that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Shut up, Ed. Whenever their favorite Italian loses, they start burning cars. Written by Hermes Trismegistus, translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppelius. Collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. Includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists.
How many volumes are there in this
I read
collection?
that one.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends, written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University. Just make sure that...
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Perhaps. Yeah, sure. Do one more sweep. Breviary of Medicine. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all of the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection.
A kind of chalice.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. The rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif? That can't be the Grail. It's made of gold. Not the cup of a carpenter.
Things are not looking good.
No. No, they're not. Wait. There's no white king on the board. No white king anywhere on the table. Alright, let's start from 1.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the plaything of destiny.
Okay.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay. So red stones on the chalice.
The chalice of knowledge.
1, 2, 3. I think it's just 4. No, that might be 5. 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. 2. Yeah, that's 5. 3. Oil. 9. Oh, okay. Oh. That whispering is totally not a problem. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ed, you fool. Ed has made mistakes. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside, irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Astra's angsty poem book. Look, the man's got a job to do. He was sent here to find out what happened to Hawkins. Sure, what was his job? Well, that's what he did. He had a lead. He followed up on it. Changed my mind. The book was the lead. It was the next step in the trail. He went to talk to the bookstore guy. Bookstore guy's gone. Found the combination to the safe. The book was the next thing he found.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden.
Blake?
We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do.
Oh, wait.
I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
What can you tell me about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
Okay.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will. I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Miss Baker.
Of course.
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Of course it's
Don't
not.
tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told, after inhaling chemicals.
That'll do for the time being.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
No.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor, after
Oh,
Dr.
God damn it,
Fuller.
lethal.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Oh, it's not the police in the back. That's Captain Fitzroy.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And
I don't
look at
know.
these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions,
We're in
his
Junior.
arms seem-
No.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right.
Get right.
But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations, and this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations.
Yeah,
I've
well,
done to him what I do to all my patients.
Mhm.
Provide him with the best available care.
Mhm.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
His limbs, his body temperature. I don't know what experiments you've undertaken, but this is going too far.
Oh, I sense some excitement beneath your indignation.
No, you don't.
Could it be you wish to join me in my scientific endeavors?
No.
You are a brilliant physician, Dr. Fuller, but this man has the attributes of some kind of animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
No.
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
Alright, I have to get into Fuller's office. Obviously, I'm cut off from Pierce. Nameless bookstore. I've never seen such a collection of works on magic and occultism. Algernon Drake, the owner, prides himself on being a luminary in the study of esoteric phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary. It holds numerous rare or forbidden works. Its back room houses a safe protected by an ancient symbol. Yeah. Sanders' house, all in shades of red and gold, is impressive, but nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. The place is huge and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works. Defaced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters, and the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. What happened in this room? I will never be able to forget it. Macabre. I'm gonna read it how I read it. The painting was exposed in Francis Sanders' gallery, but I think the creature no longer requires it for movement. I went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure. It's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I'm not sure. This exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin probably dates from the 16th century. It bears the elder sign on its hilt. It apparently belonged to Pargali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at the court of Suleiman the Magnificent. Legend tells that Pargali used the symbol on the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. What is certain is that Suleiman had his vizier executed. Did he fear him after this demonstration of power? Drawing of the dagger. The nameless bookstore's burglar came through the door. A bit further, some knocked over objects allowed the trail to be followed into the back room. There, the mess next to the safe confirms the person's aim. However, there is no material evidence to support my hunch as to the identity of the burglar. Charles Hawkins did indeed appear to me, as well as the all-star symbol on the door of the safe. I cannot determine if the presence of Sarah Hawkins in my projections is the result of the unconscious work of my mind, or whether it proves that the case obsesses me. And we read that already.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Talk to you anymore?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Okay, maybe I can try and do something for all these poor bastards.
Hay fever. What's he doing here?
No, okay. So,
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back.
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out. I'll just sleep a bit more.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Oh yeah, they would. They definitely would be. Nothing to look at over here.
Intoxication from breathing organic vapors. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
I mean, you could try.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I'm going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man.
Damn! Dr. Colden's brutal! No negotiating with medicine, nope.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
This file describes the state in which Irene Sanders entered the Riverside Institute, as well as the treatments administered to her. Fuller added a handwritten note. He recommends to take her down to the psychiatric wing in order to provide her with the quiet and rest that she needs. So this...
Mrs. Sanders?
I don't know if that's an animation glitch or her... The eyes being black like that is a little unsettling. Let's just do it again.
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island. This place draws you in and never lets you go.
This is
The
probably
answers
locked.
must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is
right.
locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
It It's temperamental, if I understand correctly. It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Like there's anything else in here of note? On we go. Probably Fuller's office. I don't want to go there just yet. I must explore. Administration office. Jesus, this place is huge.
My leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show. Dr. Colden?
Hey, I want to talk to you.
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, and Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment. We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks. The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
Barbiturate prescription.
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
I got business everywhere. Okay, that's Fuller's office. So I can go through that administration area.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
All right.
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
File is strangely incomplete and the detail on treatment is not given. Not respect standard practice.
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I've done an exam. Deborah is looking after him.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
I saw him, yes. It's always the same thing. They bring them up without any explanation, with a multitude of self-inflicted injuries. We take care of the wounds, and then they leave. Each time, I feel like I'm sending them back to hell.
You kind of
Their
are.
affliction is not our responsibility. You cannot save everybody, Doctor.
The key to the boiler room is missing. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
Dr. Colden.
Yes, that's my name. Back into Block B. I think we've already been through everything we can
It's
do
a
there.
quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but
Sure.
get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Bradley.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
You're not here for treatment, right?
Am I so obvious?
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Me too, Ethan. Is that all?
Well, there might be something else. I'm not sure.
Tell me.
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Do you dream you're dead?
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see.
Exactly,
it's like I'm
Sean.
turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater.
Big red flashing sign. Perhaps.
We don't have any medication left.
Oh, there's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory. Please, the fewer interruptions there are, the faster I'll be finished.
Yeah, I guess I just can't talk to you normally. Alright. Can't get into the operation room. But it looks like my only choice is to go through administration. Yeah, right? Tell me you gotta finish your inventory. Fuck you. Bang. A little bit of both, Zeffy. It's hospital upstairs, weird shit in the basement. Like a dictionary, this work references in alphabetical order all the medical sciences known and practiced in the modern world. For each of the entries, the major works and the names of the reference authorities are listed. Yeah, exactly, Lethal.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
I'm gonna punch you in the neck.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
This bitch. Distract Donovan by cutting off the water. Yeah, she's a sight. Alright, where was... No. I have a feeling I know what I'm looking for.
The door to the boiler room is locked. I have to get the key if I wish to get rid of Donovan.
Alright. Key in here?
The
No.
boiler room key is not in its place.
Doctor, those people need you at the dormitory.
I told you I took care of it.
Would you know where the key to the boiler room is?
Betty didn't put it back in its place. Well, she took it to lock the door.
I'll ask her. Thank you.
But if I may say so, Doctor, I think that the problems of our patients are more urgent than the
Bitch,
plumbing.
I checked them all.
I'll tend to it. Don't worry.
Which you fucks was Betty?
Please, the fewer...
No, not you. You, Betty?
Do you want something?
Nope. I feel like if I paid attention while I was talking to all these women, I'd know who she was. Unless she's the one in the bathroom. Yep, nope, she's not the one doing inventory.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Oh, I haven't been in the... Ew, this is a kitchen, alright.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
If you'd call it that. I don't know if I'd term that food. Oh. Very interesting book aimed at a wide public demonstrates how non-recognized sciences have influenced modern medicine. Magnetism, grandmother's secrets, Chinese acupuncture, hypnosis, herbal medicine, alchemy, and many others have contributed to a certain extent to the enrichment of medicine at the beginning of this century. Okay.
Dr. Colden?
Hello, Betty. I'm looking for the key to
Okay.
the boiler room.
What for?
To put it in its place. Perhaps I should do the same with you.
Bitch.
I beg your pardon?
I suspect you of having a little too much fun at Elizabeth's expense. But be warned, it could easily be you they will all be laughing at tomorrow.
You are right, Doctor. The key is in the dormitory office in Block B.
Thank you. I shall go fetch it.
Damn right. Get out of my way. Dormitory office would be over this way, I think it was. Possibly somewhere around here. Got it. Key to the boiler room.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Alright, with that, I'm going to break this video off. Been going for a little over an hour now. I think it's time to stop it and start a new one. So I will see you all next time when we go turn off the water.